Department of Management Studies, 94 batch. Dr. Suganti ma'am was a young teacher for us those days. She just joined 6 months, I think, into our course. 92, we all joined. I think 93, Suganti ma'am joined, and that time, of course, all the professors are now retired now. So I thank Sheikh, ma'am, and Dr. Jain Jacob, and everyone else. So I'll just run through the presentation. If somebody can help me with the clicking. So yeah. So basically, it's a two-pronged presentation, students. One is resume. So resume, that's what I mean by your academy, your profile building is your resume building. And second is interviewing. I mean, how do you attend interviews, and of course career choices which you can make as a prospective MBA, right? So what I speak will be, because I run a recruitment company and we are involved in recruitment of middle, senior and top management for corporate clients across vertical industries, manufacturing, IT, banking, could be FSI and technology, lots of industries, garments, textiles, chemicals and all that. So what I tell you will be from my experience, but you are the young mind, so while I talk from experience, you will talk from your dreams and your passion and your what you have in mind, your career aspirations. So I also want to hear as much from you as young minds. And at the end of the presentation, if I'm able to ignite, say 5% or 10% of you, that would have served my purpose. Okay. Yeah, let's just run through fast. I mean, most of it you already will know, but some points you should take the effort to make a note, and any point in time always stop me to interrupt or whatever. Please go ahead. Keep clicking the entire thing so it comes fully. Yeah. So a CV is a very, very important document. The problem is now I'm seeing a lot of candidates, especially when they come to us, there is a careless attitude in making the resume. Please understand that the first touch point for any interviewer is your resume, correct? I mean, there's no other touch point, right? I mean, the HR, for example, HR sitting in a Cognizant, or a HR sitting in, say, Reliance Industries, Bombay, or a HR sitting in Barclays Technology Center, Pune, or a Citibank, Chennai, they are flooded with thousands and thousands of resumes of thousands and thousands of candidates, right? I would say even lakhs of candidates. So a resume, please spend that time and effort in making the resume good and punchy. Okay, so what I'm going to give you some tips which will help you around. Some you will already know, some will be new to all of you, huh? Okay, one more click please. Yeah, so a CV. We can go to the next, yeah. Keep clicking the points, yes, yeah. Now, usually for freshers they say that try to squeeze it in one page, Actually, I would not mind even a 2-page CV for a fresher. Most important is most of the people I am seeing that they are not including the photograph in the resume today. Presentation is very, very important. So first of all, in the top right corner, please put your photograph. By photograph, I mean business photograph, right? Business photograph, you should learn from the ladies in the house. When they go for a wedding, how they are dressed. From your auntie, your mother, your grandmother, they will take extra care to ensure that they go very, very presentable to a wedding. Why do they do that? Nobody asked them to do that, right? But they do that. Why? Because A, they want to look good. B, they want to make an impression, right? So when your grandmother and your mother and your chitti and periyamma, they can dress up so well, why not you as MBAs? When you present a CV, have a nice, smart business photograph, business attire, even a sari or whatever, salwa for ladies, or business wear, or gents, of course, a jacket or a blazer. And today, don't do the selfie thing and do a photograph. Go to a professional studio, it will cost you $100 or $200, that's it. Get a professional photograph done with a neat, clean background, business suit or a nice shirt, and photograph is very, very important. That's number one, color photograph. Next is the previous slide, please. Yeah. Lot of people I see, they don't mention the date of birth in the resume. Unfortunately, we're not living in Europe or US, right? So in India, US you are right. US, age, gender, sex, blah, 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 all that is not there. In India, unfortunately, you have to mention your date of birth. Without knowing your date of birth, how can a prospective interviewer call you for an interview, right? So please make photograph is compulsory, date of birth is compulsory, and of course, a lot of people don't write the month and year of passing. They say BE, then MBA, but BE where? Which month, which year you passed out, And write whether it's now BE, a person can do a diploma for 3 years, right? And then do a BE later, a part-time BE or something like that. So 3, and the gentleman who does a part-time BE need not do the first year. So he does a 3-year part-time BE plus a diploma, right? And another person would have done a 4-year full-time BE. Another person would have done maybe a BSc correspondence. So please write your undergraduate degree in full. BE, 4-year full-time program, your college name, university name. And month and year, say June 2018. BE. So all of you must be, you're 22, a lot of you would be, say June 2020 batch BEs, I suppose, examples, right? June 2020, 4-year full-time program, BE from SRM Institute of Technology, SRM University, example, right? So month and year of passing is very, very important, and most of you would have work experience, I'm sure. I'm not sure. How many of you have work experience here before joining India, or all of you are freshers? Some of you have experience, so good. So if you have experience, please. So what I have given is more for people with some years of experience. So if you're a fresher, don't worry. And for fresher, let me tell you, your marks are very, very important. I mean, for a prospective HR or a prospective interviewer, the only way they can screen you is through your marks, right? So, like Dr. Jayan Jacob was telling, please study when you are in Tamil. There's the saying, படிக்கிற போது படிக்கணும், and there's a time for everything, right? So, such a big, beautiful university, such a lovely campus you guys have. Study hard. It's 2 years, really study hard so you get good scores in your MBA, because when you present your resume for a fresher, scores are important. Then comes the personality, everything. Because for a HR, how can, if there are 10, 15, 20 people, how can they decide who's better? I'm not saying academics is the only thing, right? Don't get me wrong, but it is important. So, please study hard during your course here. And of course, these are all for people with experience. You have to go into the next. Yeah. Now, a lot of people, and I've seen, especially, I'll give an example to you. Let's assume, hypothetically, you're applying to Cognizant in Chennai, or say, Murugappa Group in Chennai. If in the address, you're going to give a Theni address, or a Rajkot, there could be a North Indian from Rajkot or something, typically the chances are that they wouldn't call you for an interview. Because if a company calls you for an interview and you are sitting in, say Theni, or sitting in, say, Rajkot, or sitting in, say, Varanasi, they have to reimburse your third AC train fare, at least for juniors, or maybe flight fare or something. So typically, what HR will do first, let's assume I've got 100 CVs. First, I will tell the HR guy, boss, call all the local candidates first. So the problem with people when they mention an upcountry location, the chances are for you to be called for an interview, you may not be called in the first batch. They'll call you in the second batch, right? But typically what would have happened is, you will have an address here, you may be living with a friend or a cousin brother or a friend or whatever, a mansion or whatever, wherever you're living. But CV address, you would have mentioned some location somewhere, Tirunelveli, Vellore. So they won't call you first because they think, oh my God, outstation candidates, so we have to spend money for the interview, it's a big problem. Let's call Chennai candidates first. So one trick I'll tell you, it's not cheating, it's a trick. When you're applying for a Chennai job, I'm sure all of you are right now in Chennai, please mention a Chennai address. Mention your cousin, your close friend, your relative, or any one of your. The problem is if you mention an outstation address, I'm telling you, the call for the interview will be in the second batch or the third. Or sometimes some clients say, boss, let's forget outstation candidates, let's just call local Chennai candidates. Because today, especially post-COVID, budgets are under strain, right? So no employer wants to spend even a single rupee to fly down or to reimburse a fare for a candidate. So best is you mention a Chennai address. Today what, for a guy especially catch a bus, come back, come from Kenya or Madurai or whatever, attend. Or even Shatabdi is there nowadays. So where if you're in Bangalore or something, come back. So address is very, very important. And second thing, I've also noticed that a lot of people, as I repeated earlier, don't mention the month and year of passing. Immediately we know there is a gap in the resume. Typically what would have happened, I'll tell you. They would have finished BE correctly in the COVID time. Example I'm telling you, BE, the COVID time was 2019 I think or 20, right? Unfortunately, those students who passed out that batch naturally had a gap. Exams were not there and blah blah blah, a lot of issues. So typically to hide that, what that girl or guy will do, BE, mechanical, come on, that's it, finish. They won't mention, the moment you don't mention, you think you are smart, but the HR guy is double smart than you. The moment you don't mention your month and year of passing in your resume, there is a like torchlight. Oh, this guy or lady is trying to fib in there. So, and be always transparent and genuine and honest. COVID is not your fault, right? COVID is happened to everybody, right? So if there is a gap in your resume, or some lady would have been there, her grandmother would have been sick, her mom would have, hey, why don't you take care of grandmom in Kerala? You would have gone there for a year. There would have been a break. Don't feel shy about it. It's not your fault at all. So the problem arises when you try to cover that fault or that gap by not mentioning. HR will find out, right? And finally, when they see your certificates, they're going to know. So be very, very honest and transparent in your resume. Excuse me. Yeah, of course. This 5-page resume is meant for middle management candidates, so it wouldn't really bother for you. So let's go to the next second level. Yeah, as I've already told you, this another trick which candidates use is look at this guy's CV. He says HCL Technology 2012-2013. This guy is trying to cheat because he has not mentioned the month. Now 2012-13 can be 2 months. That is December 2012 to January 2013 is 2 months. On the other flip side, the good guy would have worked from January 2012 to December 2000. That means 2 years, right? So never ever give a resume like this. Immediately, HR boss, this guy is cheating. He's got a gap. He or she has got a gap. There is something problem. So always give the month, year, college, education, class 10, say April 2016, class 12, April 2018, BSc, June 2021. I want the month and year of passing in every phase. Okay. Of course, for IT CV, those who are looking at IT jobs, these points are very important. I'm anyway leaving a copy with Professor Sheikh, so you can always go through this. All this will make sense when you probably have a year of experience. So basically, I've tailor-made, it's not for freshers, mainly for 2, 3, 4, 5 years plus experienced professionals. But typically, the parameters which a HR uses to screen are typically the same. They don't change the way they screen resumes. Yeah, of course, MBA, they'll say how much of revenue have been contributing and how much of sales in terms of volumes and all that. Yeah, next. Okay, these are all people, MBA Finance. When I see a CV, I see all these. When I see an MBA IT CV, I see all this. As in not me. We screen for our clients. The HR of a company is Cognizant or HCL or Polaris or iFlex or whatever. That's what they do. Okay, and HR, these are all the typical, I would say, not pain points, the aspects which a corporate employer usually uses to screen resumes in those particular lines. Yeah, this is very, very, next now we've done with the resume. So by and large, I've given you the highlights as to how to manage your resume. Next come the interview. Okay, interview is a very, very important process. Please, I've seen so many candidates when they go, example, let's assume, say, 3 candidates are called for an interview. They sit in the reception of a company. Each person's, meddling with their phone, or they're chatting with the other interviewee, and they're restless. So I always suggest to candidates, This mobile addiction, even if you are a mobile addict, don't show it to the client. Because in the reception of you enter a company, everywhere they have cameras, right? So remember, right at the security point, L&T you enter for a job, at the security point they see you, HR sees you. Don't think they are dumb, HR is super smart. Especially going for a management trainee job or a assistant manager job, they see, look at the candidate right from the entrance. How is this? What is this? How does he talk to a security guy? When a security guy stops him, is he rude? Does he talk to him politely? As an MBA, you're all supposed to be polite. Polite but firm. You don't have to be dumb. You have to be polite but firm. Because the security guy would be an 8th class fail. His job is to stop you, is to inquire, show me your Aadhaar, show me. So how do you talk to a person like that? Are you getting angry that you're being stopped at the security gate? There is a camera. HR is watching. You don't know. So be kind, especially be kind to people who are not so lucky or as privileged as you. So then you enter, they watch how do you walk, how do you go, where do you park the cars, park your bike, go inside. Reception there is a camera. 10 candidates will be watching what that girl is doing. This guy is always on the mobile. This girl is speaking on the mobile. This guy is chatting with the fellow interviewee. So I always suggest carry a book with you. No, you cannot go wrong. Take a book, Philip Kotler, small book you take one, not a big book. I mean, we say, that you be in your, let's assume that you're meeting a girl for the first time or a boy for the first time. What do you do? Naturally, you dress up well, you want to impress. Think like that. So you want to impress, you want to get a job, right? Be serious, be professional. Take a nice book, motivational book, nice book. Read that 10 minutes and always be prepared. And some, especially Citibank kind of a company, they do stress. They will make you wait for 1.5 hours. Do you know that? If Citibank is hiring a management trainee, they will make you wait. They will call you at say 12:45 for the interview. Make you wait till 2:30. You'll be terribly hungry and angry. So interview is around 12:45. What should you do? Have a heavy early brunch, late brunch, 11:30. Have your full meals and then land up there with a book. Even if they make you wait 2 hours, no problem. You can wait. Be smart, right? Sometimes purposefully they will call you at 8 a.m. interview. 8 a.m. the receptionist herself won't be there. Security guy will be just opening the doors and putting on the AC. Have your breakfast and go. So all this is called a stress test. Because actually why? Why does a bank or a finance company do that? A bank or finance company would have lent money to a company. They would have lent 10 crores to a company, right? They would not be paying the EMI on time. As a manager, you have to go and sit at that company's office and get your collection, right? So what's your stress testing? So if you're applying for a non-banking finance company like Aditya Birla Finance or Cholamandalam Finance, Chennai-based company, which used to hire those days, Sundaram Finance, they do a stress test, especially for MBAs. Is he or she cracking? Cracking means frustrated. Oh my God, they made me wait. Who are they? That shouldn't happen. No? You're a privileged guy or a privileged lady with an MBA, with a BE background, MBA background, from a good family. You're a privileged person than a sweeper or somebody there who's not educated as you, who's not got a background. So are you treating those people well? Are you getting stressed under stress? So that's all important. Okay. Then before that, they have no idea. I've got candidates calling me, sir, I'm somewhere in Kodambakam, I'm searching the address. Where is this Vijaya Towers? Boss, interviews today. What we should have done? Previous day, call. Google Map is there. You call the receptionist. Sir, how do I go to Vijaya? That means what? You're not interested in the job, right? If you're interested in the job, interviews tomorrow morning 9:30. Today you call the client. Call the receptionist, madam, I want to come tomorrow, 9:30 interview. Tell me which bus route to come, which blah blah blah, which stop I should get on, how to go, what to do. So all then casual dressing, never. Like example of your grandmom or your party or your Periyamma or Chithi, how they'll dress up for a wedding. Be professional, right? Okay, then giving unprofessional answers. My father asked me to come. He said it's a good company. I mean, who's bothered about your father? Well, you are bothered, but why should the employer be? You should. And today you're not a school. The school-going kids tells that it's different. You're an adult, MBA. So you should be professional answer. Yes, I want this career. I want a job with this company. I heard of Citibank. I want to. That should be your answer. Be very, very professional and don't have the habit of, meddling with the phone when Nowadays, I'm seeing a lot of candidates having this phone addiction. Every 1 second, phone, switch off the phone. Nothing will happen. Okay, next. Yeah, and one more thing. You're going for an interview. First question they'll ask is, what do you know about Citibank? Or what do you know about, Brakes India? Brakes India, I think it makes brakes that everybody knows. Boss, you should know the company's turnover, where the factory is, who's the MD, what is the name of the MD of Brakes India. Do your research. How many factories they have? They have one plant in Sholingur is a forging plant, Chennai is a party, is a manufacturing plant. You should be able to spurt out. That is called as read about the employer both at the website and secondary. Today, Google is your best girlfriend or best boyfriend. Google, everything is available. I told about punctuality, of course, high energy levels, smile, always smile. Don't have a sorrow of a, always smile. No harm. Okay, next. Yeah, now, so now I'm rushing through because I think we have a short, less time. So I've told you a CV, how to prepare the CV, then attending interview. Then what is the career choice? What kind of career are you looking for now? So I'm just giving you the various industry verticals that you can choose to join. Okay, I'm just giving you examples of, I'll give 1 or 2 examples of companies that operate in these verticals, and specifically I'll talk about Chennai companies because you're all in Chennai. I don't want to talk about Bombay, Delhi companies right now. Okay, and Chennai is automotive hub. So right from, you've got Nissan, Hyundai, you've got, so that they are the automobile companies. You've got Daimler commercial vehicles there in Chennai, Bharat Benz and all of that. And there are lots of small companies, they're called as tier 1, tier 2 suppliers that supply equipment to these larger automotive companies. And they all pay well, by the way. Don't think that a supplier to Hyundai doesn't pay. They all pay top dollar. Today's salary levels, you're all lucky. So today's salary levels have all gone up like crazy. When I passed out, I remember we used to get, my entire batch, we got about 4,500 per month was our salary. Those days. The highest boy, Dhananjay got some 9,000 per month in Cholamandalam Finance those days. Okay, 1 or 2 were lucky to get Citibank, but they got some 12,000 or something like that. But average salary was 5,000 a month. Plus, of course, conveyance they'll give for a bike or whatever. So now today, your world is your oyster. You can look at so many industries. Okay, so now auto component, you've got Wheels India, Brakes India, and TVS Group has got some 37 different automotive component companies. Rane Group has got some 8-9 companies. Rane Engine Valves, Rane Madras, Rane Brake Lightings. Those of you who have BE plus MBA, check out in that line if you want. Then heavy engineering, I mean, these huge boilers, turbine, generator, L&T, Thermax, Alpha Laval, like your BGR Energy in Chennai. Anybody is a BE chemical or a BE mechanical, you can look at heavy engineering industries. FMCG is your fast moving consumer goods. In Chennai, you've got your very own Cabin Care is there, TTK Healthcare. You've got a lot of good FMCG. Hats and Agro is there. They make this Arun ice cream. Then you've got lots of companies. Then BVD is there. Then Gold Winner, Kali Sugar Refinery is there. You've got lots of companies. You'll be surprised that even these small Chennai-based companies pay very good salaries, by the way. Yeah? Not that they don't pay well. And pharma, of course, you've got a lot of companies. Chemicals, you've got SRF, Manali Petrochemicals, a lot of chemicals. Oil and gas, you have, apart from the national players like ONGC, or you've got Reliance, so many other companies. Then sugar, right from Bannari and sugar to EAD Parry. Murugappa Group, EAD Parry is a very big sugar company. Process industry, we mean companies like in glass, then in chemicals, then in sugar, cement, all that will come out of process industry. Then advertising and media, of course, you've got these Ogilvy, JWT, those ladies, especially for ladies, ad industry is a great career. You can make a lovely career. Those who done your BSc Viscom plus MBA or your whatever Masters in Communication plus MBA, you can try that. And of course, you've got your IT shared services. You've got so many in Chennai, right from your Scope International to CTS BPO to Barclays to so many you have. Okay, I've told you the industries you can look at. Now I'm telling you the functions, the horizontal, the vertical industries, the various industries I've told you in the previous slide. These are the horizontal functions that you can join in. Depending on what you like, you can join in. All these, sales, marketing, finance, HR, blah, 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 blah. You decide, the world is your, as I told you, world is your oyster. Join, look at careers in any of these. Now you're all educated now. When you go out into the corporate world armed with an MBA, do not think that you should join only in A department or B department. Don't worry. As a trainee, for the next, I would say 2 to 3 years, any department you join, you will grow up the ladder. If you're a non-MBA, then you have to worry, oh, I'm a non-MBA, but you're an MBA, right? So anyway, they say cream rises to the top, right? MBA, you will rise to whichever department you join in, you will rise to the top, but you have to be persistent and consistent in your work. Okay, further, more horizontal functions. You've got manufacturing excellence project. Any department you can look at, right? So you can go through all these. I mean, it'll take a lot of time for me to talk about all these departments, but of course, if you have somebody who's got a BCom background, who's taken a company secretarial background, can look at legal compliance. Actually, today, when we were there, a double qualification wasn't all that big, but today, a double qualification is very, very big today. So if you are an MBA plus a company secretary, those who are inclined for accounts, finance, and secretarial, MBA plus company secretary, MBA plus cost accountant, CWA. CA is very difficult, so I'm not mentioning CA. If you can do a CA, fantastic, but that's difficult. Forget that. CWA is relatively easier. Now it's called a CMA. Okay, so if you can do a CMA after your MBA, additionally, okay, or a company, because today, or a legal, if you can get a legal degree somewhere, maybe a lot of these classes, like Sastra and all, give you these correspondence legal degrees. So if you can pick up one more additional qualification over and above your MBA, as you go up, the difference won't be seen now, but as you go up, maybe 15, 20 years, 2 candidates are there for the position of Vice President Legal. One is a professional legal, your MBA plus legal, they say, boss, pick this guy up. So additional qualification will never go wrong. So whenever you have the time and the bandwidth, pick it up. CA today, and when we all joined, CAs were not so much in demand, but today chartered accountants are terribly in demand. In fact, I would say more than MBAs, chartered accountants price points are much higher. Chartered accountants, the latest batch, they're getting some ICACs paying close to 11 lakhs, they're paying them. So chartered accountants, suddenly they have, because today so much of guidelines, SEBI, RBI, and ICAI, GST, so they're very much in demand. So MBA finance is very good. Right now, yeah. Of course, other industries, telecom, garments, retail. You can look at any industry. I mean, whichever industry you fancy, you can go ahead and join them. Even startups. IIT Madras, I don't know whether you know, right next to Tharaman, right next to Tidal Park, there is a huge park there called Kanagam, KNAGA. It's called IIT Madras Research Park. There are some 200, 300 startups, all incubated by IIT. So for example, so one of you has a new idea, IIT Madras will screen that idea and put money in that company, say 1 crore, 50 lakhs they'll put. And it's called seed capital, and they will give you an office to operate from. So I'm seeing a lot of MBAs and engineers also getting into entrepreneurship. So that's again another line which you can look at. Yeah. Yeah. Now, this is more of a confidence building kind of exercise. You'll be wondering, I have sent the resume to so many companies, I have not been called for an interview. I have attended 100 interviews, I have not been selected. You know, so don't let such feelings come your way. Imagine every job that you apply for, you will not get selected. It's natural, right? I mean, there is only one job for one person, right? So never lose God. Keep on doing your work. I mean, apply for 100 jobs, attend 50 interviews. What's wrong? I mean, what other job do you have as a fresher? I mean, your only job is to attend interviews and send your resume, apply to companies. So don't feel shy of applications. Oh, I applied. Oh, I will. Never have that. And always remember, there will be somebody always smarter than you. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You keep good. For every person there is a job. For every lady, for every guy there is a job. So keep trying. I am sure you will get a nice job. And these are all, of course, and never be jealous. You know, somebody has got, oh my God. You don't know what is the script in life. So let him get a nice job. It's good for him. You try hard, you'll get. And maybe the friend who got the job will also pull you inside that company. So never feel jealous of fellow employer. And of course, for everybody, your time will come. So don't worry, don't get frustrated or, especially, I would say now it's better because now you're all passing out in, I think, June 2024 they'll pass out. 23 they'll pass out. So good time. So imagine those candidates who passed out in June 2020 or 21, poor things, when peak of COVID they passed out, what job they would have got. So you guys are lucky. So you're lucky that, COVID is behind us. You're all passing out in the right time. And now companies, their hiring budgets have gone up. Every company is recruiting. You're all busy. Last few months, so many requirements are, of course, we don't do freshers. So you do minimum 3 years experience plus. But a lot of openings will come up. So don't keep it going, and I'm sure you all will end up with lovely jobs. Any help you want from us, I'm always there. You can. Yeah, this is go to the earlier slide. Yeah, remember these 3 points are very important. The employer who's employing you is always smart. That's a given. So never think that you are smarter than an employer. Okay. So next. Of course, ethics, integrity, I don't have to tell you about all this. In ethics, integrity, discipline, integrity is clean. I mean, even if you see, 1 lakh on the floor, you don't pick it up and go away, right? So that's integrity. It's not any office I'm saying. So, of course, simplicity, sincerity, humility is all very important because people watch. You think you're not being watched. Actually, there are 100 eyes watching you every day, day in, day out. Right from the road you're walking, people are watching you, your behavior. So change. Of course, once you go into your house, you're the private, that's different. At office, at work, professionalism is the key for you to follow. Yeah. So I think I'm done. So I think I was a bit fast. I don't know how fast or slow I was. Any questions, any doubts, please feel free to shoot out. I'll help.
இப்போ நிறைய ஆர்கனைசேஷன் சிவியை ஸ்கிரீன் பண்றதே ஏஐக்கு மாத்திட்டாங்க. ஸோ அந்த டைம்ல எப்படி அந்த ப்ராசஸ் எப்படி தாண்டி போறது, நம்ம சிவி எப்படி ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் பண்ணி அந்த ப்ராசஸ்
அதான் as I told you photograph முக்கியம். ரெண்டாவது நான் சொன்னேன் அந்த அட்ரஸ். நீங்க திருப்பி சொல்ற தேனி எங்க பேட்ச்ல we had candidates from முசுலம்பட்டில இருந்தாங்க. then காரைக்குடி. That's okay. Nobody is saying that. இப்போ என்னன்னா பட்ஜெட் இல்லை கிளைண்ட்டுக்கு. ஸோ நீங்கள் தேனி அட்ரஸ் நீங்கள் போட்டீங்கன்னா ஒரு வெரி சிம்பிள் 10 பேர் அப்ளை பண்ண ஆல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். நான் சென்னை கம்பெனி. I don't have budget to call you from தேனி. It's not expensive. But even then, secondly, the timing. இவங்கெல்லாம் சென்னை. ஸோ என்னோட ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக லோக்கல் கேண்டிடேட்ஸ் ஒன்லி பார்க்கறதுல தேனி கட்டாயம். நீங்கள் மார்க் வாங்கியிருப்பீங்க, அவரோட பெட்டர் மார்க் வாங்கியிருப்பீங்க, நீங்கள் ஒரு கூப்பிட மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ நீங்கள் அட்ரஸ் போடுறது சென்னைன்னு போடுங்க. ஸோ பெங்களூர் கம்பெனிக்கு நீங்கள் தேர்ந்தீங்கன்னா பெங்களூர் ஐம் ஷூர் உங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்டு கசன் அங்கிள் பெங்களூர்னு போடுங்க. ஏன்னா ஓவர் நைட் பஸ் பிடிச்சி போக வேண்டியது. சதாப்தி கால் லேடிஸ் மார்னிங் ஏறிங்கன்னா 10:30 மணிக்கு போயிடுவீங்க. So one trick you can use for the AI stuff is what I told you is do not mention your location Chennai கொடுங்க. அப்புறம் there is something called employee application form. நீங்க என்னதான் நீங்க அப்ளிகேஷன்ல கொடுத்தாலும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க உள்ள போன உடனே எப்படி ஆதார்ல தேடி இருக்க போகுது. ஸோ அதை பர்மனன்ட் அட்ரஸ் சொல்லிக்கீங்க. கரெக்ட் அட்ரஸ் இஸ் சென்னை, ரைட்? ஸோ that could be a trick. Second thing, your scores. I mean, as I'm repeating what I said, படிக்கணும். இந்த படிக்கிற நேரத்தில் படிக்கணும். மொபைல் அடிக்ஷன் ஆக்சுவலி ஏமாது பீப்புள் ஹேவ் நவ் 52. ஸோ எனக்கே மார்னிங் மொபைல் எடுத்தேன்னாக்க 1 hour போறது எனக்கு தெரியல. அப்படியே வாட்ஸ்அப் இன்ஸ்டா நியூஸ் ஸ்டாக்ஸ் மார்க்கெட் 1 hour goes like that. I just realized I wasted 1 hour. So I would suggest, especially students, நீங்க மொபைல் எடுத்தீங்க வச்சுடுங்க. உள்ள வச்சுட்டு, not saying don't go to the mobile. மொபைலுக்கு தனியா வச்சுக்கீங்க. every few seconds I think that will take away a lot of your precious time which you should spend right now studying. AA திருப்பி சொன்னீங்கல்ல, AA scores. Random போடுவான். Those who got 7.5 percentile above, அப்படின்னு அது 7.5 7.4 கூட தேடாது. ஸோ என்ன படிக்கணும் நீங்க எல்லாம். இந்த டைம்ல you study hard, naturally you will go to that. So that's one idea we could follow. But finally you have to scores. But if you ask me, படிச்சவங்க தான் பெரிய ஆள் ஆவாங்களா? ஆக்சுவலா பாத்தீங்கன்னா we are foolish to think படிக்காதவங்க பெரிய ஆள். That's foolishness. Actually what? The original Dhirubhai Ambani படிக்கல. The original Dhirubhai Ambani படிக்கல. Do you know Mukesh Ambani is a B.Tech? Do you know Anil is a Harvard MBA? So don't think they are fools. The original man படிக்கல. Original, he was a petrol bunk attendant, 6th fail level. அவரோட ரெண்டு பசங்க முகேஷ் அம்பானி படிக்க வச்சிருக்கிற ரிலையன்ஸ் வெப்சைட்ல போய் பாருங்க. முகேஷ் அம்பானின்னு பாருங்க. அனில் அம்பானி B.Tech MBA. நம்ம சென்னையில எப்படி கிண்டி இருக்கோ அந்த மாதிரி பாம்பேல there is institute called as VJTI, Victoria Technical Institute ஒன்று இருக்கு. Victoria Jubilee நினைக்கிறேன். Victoria Jubilee. It is as prestigious as Gindi, CAG or IIT Madras. அங்கதான் முகேஷ் அம்பானி படிச்சிருக்காரு. So when Dhirubhai Ambani can educate his child, knowing the importance of education, so இல்ல படிக்காதவங்க பெரிய ஆளாலும் படிக்கணும், வேற வழி கிடையாது. அப்படியே படிக்க வச்ச ரெண்டு பசங்க. என்ன வாய்க்கு why? Today to manage a huge organization, you need a chartered accountant, you need a company secretary, you need an MBA, you need an engineer. Unless you yourself are qualified, how can you run this business? Right? Today if you see the new generation kids, I mean, Dhirubhai காலம் போயிடுச்சு. The Mukesh Ambani அடுத்த everybody is a postgraduate. அவன் Yale, Harvard. Of course they have money, they are sending their kids to Yale, Harvard. நம்ம லெவலுக்கு Anna University Gindi doesn't matter. So you should study. It's good that you are doing MBA. So next 2 years ரொம்ப crucial உங்களுக்கு. இந்த மொபைல் எடுத்து வச்சிடுங்க, தனியா வச்சிடுங்க, படிக்காத பார்க்காதீங்க. Weekend, okay, ஒரு 2 hours 3 hours do it, not saying no, but don't take that away from your studies. Very very important. I'm seeing my daughters, 2 daughters I have. I'm seeing they are fully locked down to the mobile only. I was talking about with the Sheikh, I think. Yeah. Any other questions? Feel free to ask. நான் தமிழ் தான், தமிழே கேட்கலாம் நீங்க, no problem. I think if you're done, we'll.
Sir, our batch is like our group, our MBA is split into two, sir. So one are the general management, the other is tourism management. So, sir, as I saw your PPT, it was informative, and we got great ideas. So I would like to thank you, sir. Perhaps we would want to know that how will tourism management student approach industry? Now that they say that tourism management has like a wide scope of opportunities, what kind of jobs or what kind of approach can a tourism management student have?
Actually only when you're in college, we all break our heads about I'm MBA finance, I'm MBA HR. MBA is MBA. Finally you get the degree, join. You really think somebody is going to nobody is bothered. MBA முடிச்சிட்டு நீங்க உள்ள கார்ப்பரேட்டுக்குள்ள போயிட்டீங்கன்னா they will make you do all sorts of things. So I'm a BE triple E. So I mean, once you enter a job, it's not what you studied will help you. I'm not saying no, but then it's your smartness. How do you communicate? How you interact? And how you grow? And how you contribute to the organization? Every organization there are 2 simple mantras. அப்ப இங்க உங்களுக்கு மந்திரம் வந்து மார்க் வாங்கணும், வேற மந்திரவே கிடையாது. நல்ல ஸ்டூடெண்டா இருக்கணும், டிசிப்ளினா இருக்கணும். கார்ப்பரேட்ல போனீங்கன்னா 2 மந்திரா தான். How much money have you earned the company? Money as in it could be the form of getting new customers, closing a sales deal, right? So it could, how much money you have earned the employer. Number 2, how much cost you have saved the employer. If you're a BE Civil plus an MBA, a big project they are putting up, you have saved the company a lot of cost. They'll give you a gold medal and a big hike at the end of the year. So they are very smart. I mean, HR ஓட வேலையே அதான், எக்ஸல் ஷீட்டை போட்டு ஒருத்தர் contribution. You know, there's a cost, right? So example, let's assume, hypothetically example, let's assume they are paying you 6 lakhs per annum. No company is a fool. Nobody, especially corporates, you think they are fools. They do charity. They do charity separately. But that's CSR, different. நான் சொல்றது businessல வந்துட்டாங்கன்னா 6 lakhs, 50,000 if they are giving you, if you are delivering back 12 lakhs, 18 lakhs, 25 lakhs. So these putting 6 lakhs on your head, right? So to deliver, so where the importance lies is how much you are contributing to the company. It could be in terms of physical numbers, or in terms of saving costs, or in whatever. If you're HR, join HR company, and they put you in recruitment, you're an MBA HR, you're joining Cognizant, right? They put you in recruitment. If you're able to recruit 100 machine learning engineers or 100 full stack developers, that's a great job you've done for Cognizant, right? Fine. Coming back to your this thing, tourism management. Now it's last 1.5 years was very bad because of COVID. So that's different. It's a very, very, what you call, speck in the dark. Going forward, now today, every child in every house, you think they want to go to Kodaikanal, Yerkot? No, they want to go to Singapore, Malaysia. So lovely industry to be in. And tourism management and hotel management is very, very similar. All these 5-star hotels, Meridian, you can find jobs in all these 5-star properties. Meridian, you've got Marriott, you've got Taj and Crown Plaza, so many are there. So hotel is very, very closely linked to tourism management because why? I tell you why. Let's assume I want to go on a holiday to Singapore. I have to stay somewhere there. Where will I stay? Hotel. So you can try in the hotel industry, travel industry, airlines also. No, they are putting a lot of money now. Again, we are seeing rebound in the airline industry. So Vistaras, no company is a fool. No? Of course, smarter than all the companies, the government. Forget the governments, the state or center. Companies are not fools. CSR, charity, 2% of their profit money. But every day, their only job is how much money. If Cognizant has, say, 10 lakh employees, it's called RPU, revenue per unit. They don't call unit, revenue per employee, right? That's what they look at, right? So tourism management, it's good. And actually, whether you do MBA, finance, HR, wherever, any job, as an MBA, you can do any job. Don't worry about too much about getting rid of tourism management. Just put MBA, that's it. As a tourism management specialist, don't put specialization, just put MBA 2-year full-time program on university. Interview poor you're doing tourism management. You will say, tourism management, don't call them pota, they will get caught. So put MBA 2-year full-time, but if you want to get in tourism management, I'll give you some names and apply for them. Thomas is very big. Thomas, in India they're kind of scaled down, but lots of tourism companies are there. Travel and tour companies who take people for abroad or who receive international guests in India. There's one more thing called as MICE. MICE means meetings, incentives, conferences, exhibition. For example, for say a company like say HUL, all their top performing RSMs, they will take them to Maldives for a sales conference. That is handled by a MICE manager. MICE. Meetings, incentives, conferences, exhibition. That's a very, very important post. You'll be handling some huge budget of about say 6 crores, 5 crores annually or even more. Organizing a big tour for it's fun. You'll be part of the gang, you'll be going, enjoying and coming back. Great job. So lucky, tourism management now you're having it now.
Sir, one more question I would like to ask, sir. Sir, since they say that the tourism industries have lesser CDCs when compared to other corporates, people who aspire to join, is it important for them to, not crack, the point that you mentioned in the PPT was not crack under any circumstance, stay patient as possible. So in tourism and hospitality industry, it is essential to be patient. So would you like to suggest that one person has to stay patient and not do company hopping, or he or she should just company hop in order to get their own value, to respect their own value?
Actually, if you're too fixated about something, that's when the problem arises. Okay, so when I did my MBA, I did go back to my own story. My dream was to join a foreign bank because my first year MBA, there will be that 2 months internship, right? I did in Citibank. Second year, my final project I did in Bank of America. Okay, so first Citibank, first year internship. Last was Bank. Both were paid. Those days paid was unheard of. Citibank I got 2,500 rupees per month as an intern. And Bank was paying me 1.5 or something. So my thing was, I want only foreign bank, it's like me saying, I want to marry Aishwarya Rai, I want to marry Aishwarya Rai. Fine, but does she want to marry you? So அப்போ வந்து Citibank நாங்க pass out ஆன year, that time a policy was that they take only from the tier 1, top tier. That is IIM, Bajaj, XLRI, FMS, அதோட stop. Maybe BIM, அதோட stop. But எனக்கு 2 years before me, Citibank was hiring from local DOMS of Madras University, Anna University, but எங்க batch வந்து இருக்குல்ல. That particular, maybe whatever reason, new HR would have come, they'll keep changing. And the Japanese my rule மாதிரியே இருப்பாங்க in the company. So எனக்கு அப்புறம் 2 இயர்ஸ்க்கு அப்புறம் என்ன ஆச்சு, திருப்பி ஓபன் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. பட் நான் லூஸ் மாதிரி எனக்கு ஃபாரின் பேங்க் உட்கார்ந்து 2 இயர்ஸ் உட்கார வேண்டியது வீட்ல. So be practical. There is something to, I'm not saying don't dream, don't get me wrong, don't dream, but be practical. Your parents have sent you to study. How long can your father keep funding you? இல்லம்மா வீட்ல உட்கார்ந்து ட்ரை பண்ண tourism. Be practical, get a job. The job which you join may not be the job which you desire, but it's a good job. Join a job, then slowly you can start. Maybe 1 year later, maybe the job you join, you love that job. You understand? Today you have to be practical. The cost of living is very, very high, and you have studied. And every a guy or a girl who doesn't go for a job is like a empty house that is not getting rent. Every day you are losing money. Every day. And like 6 lakh CTC வரைக்கும் வரும் 50,000 per month வரும். If I leave a 40,000 per month job now, 6 months I'm sitting in the house, I would have earned it 40 into 6, 4,80,000. So you have to have a desire, but be practical also. I mean, you understand? If you are lucky, God is kind, you hard work, you're getting the desired job of your choice, good. But otherwise, don't worry. And every girl is on Aishwarya, right? Somebody you have to marry, right? So don't. I'm not saying don't dream Aishwarya. Don't get me wrong. கிடைக்கலன்னா don't worryன்றேன். அடுத்து டாக்டிக் அப்பா வந்து இந்த பையன் டூரிசம்ல சேர்ந்திருக்கு, அவன் வீட்ல வந்து if you tell them I've got a 40,000 bucks job or 50,000 or 60,000 bucks job, your parents will be happy. They really aren't bothered with tourism inside that or outside that, right? Practically speaking. But I'm not saying don't be. You're lucky, go ahead. I think we are done. Thanks a lot. My numbers are there, and Professor Sheikh has got my presentation as well, so you can go through. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your knowledge. Personally, it helped me to identify the cause of the research and in my early days. First step to become a good manager is to step up and take responsibility. And we, the Department of Management Studies students, conducted the management quiz event successfully. And I would like to invite our honorable chief guest to distribute the prizes for the winners of the event. Please, sir. Distribute the prize. I request the winners of the event are Mr. Gautam Srivatsan and Mr. Gary. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. Now I request Dr. T. Padmavati ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, and his team to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you for this opportunity, sir. So at the outset, I would like to thank our Vice Chancellor, respected Vice Chancellor, respected Mr. Lovely, and our head of the department for keep supporting us in all our initiatives on behalf for the support of the students. So I extend my sincere thanks to the chief guests for the day, Mr. Manimaran and Mr. Sai Ganesh, for coming and addressing our students on the topic limiting belief and effective profile building and choice career choices. I hope it is a very good session for them as well as for me, because it's been long time where we are attending as an audience and listening to experts. So thanks for the opportunity again for letting me come inside and listening to this such a wonderful session. So I hope that techniques which Mr. Manimar had given on limiting beliefs would certainly help students in practicing their real life. And similarly, the tips for profiling, keeping your profile on the edge and eliminating the pitfalls, whatever sir has listed in the one slide. So that is take home message, you can do it. And on behalf of the students and on behalf of the department, I extend my sincere thanks. And I could also see the students are actively participating in the events. They just put in for 3 months of stay in the campus by now. So they just joined in October. So they're going to complete 3 months and post completed. So I think this batch is really lucky batch to have such an experience and experimenting their managerial skills from semester 1 onwards. So I hope at the end of, by the 4th semester, they would really, like whatever they have gained through such a series of lectures, for whatever they have gained in those lectures, they will implement and reach greater heights. So I wish all the best for attending on such a wonderful sessions and looking forward. And the mastermind for this entire coordination is Professor Sheikh Mansoor. So I extend my sincere thanks. And I also extend thanks to the Alumni Association, Professor Ravindran and Professor Chandra for keep supporting us for this list of lecture series. And I extend my senior thanks to the senior professor Jai Jacob sir for joining us in this event. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request everyone to raise for the national anthem.
नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे, गाहि तब जय गाथा, जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।